So to continue on the theme of the outer planets in the seventh house, I've talked about Saturn and Uranus. There's Neptune and Pluto, but let's not forget Chiron. Chiron is like the bridge between the planets we can see and the ones we can't. He's said to be the wound. I think Chiron prompts us to listen to the outer planets. He's the crack where the light gets in. He says that that area of life is not going to work if you try and do it in a conventional way. So if you've got Chiron in the seventh, you need to listen to what the universe is telling you about that area and not do the conventional thing. But how that will go, well, it will depend on the outer planets in your chart. But you see this wherever you've got Chiron. It's like I've got Chiron in the sixth, which is where I can't do 9 to 5. I've never been able to do 9 to 5. Yeah. But I can spend a long time doing stuff that I love. There's an example. But I think Chiron is also, the reason his wound is incurable is that it points to the inherent unsatisfactoriness. It's like dukkha in Buddhism. Yeah. Life lived within space and time is inherently, it jars, it never quite works because space and time are attributes not of the universe, but that we've put onto the universe. And our whole experience is like that. It's manufactured to make sense, but it's limited. And so Chiron has this metaphysical dimension. And so in the seventh, it's like there's this inherent loneliness. Yeah, you're always going to be lonely. But it's loneliness for God, if you like. I'm used God in inverted commas. I'm not a literal believer, but there's something, the spirit, there's the great spirit, there's the great mystery. It's loneliness for that. You're not going to find it in another person. That is Chiron's wound in the seventh. Yeah. Ultimately, you're on your own. Doesn't mean you can't have a very nice time with someone, a deep time, a helpful time. But ultimately, you're on your own. It's great. Okay. Neptune. Neptune in the seventh. Well, the danger here is that you can, just to say, the danger with Uranus is you can never end up with anyone because you get too attached to having everything your own way and your own independence. This is one of the lessons of Uranus. You need to learn to become part of things, yeah, and find that you don't lose your magic. This is the Aquarian lesson, that kind of dance. Let yourself get close to someone, Uranus. Yeah. You can work out when it's right and when it isn't. So, Neptune. I'm being messaged in my emails, Facebook. They're all clicking through as I'm trying to talk. Ignore them. Carry on. Yeah. It's part of Chiron. It's the inherent unsatisfactory nature of existence. You will be messaged on social media one way or the other. There's no getting away from it. You can't escape. Hotel California. Neptune in the seventh. It's soulful. Neptune is the soulful place. Neptune is the empathetic place. It's where all the barriers break down. It's the ocean, isn't it? So you can have this beautiful empathy for the other person. Relationships of all sorts. It's like you can be in them. You know what it's like to be them. And the other people feel that. They feel your empathy. They feel your ability to listen with your whole being. And probably you will see things about them they cannot see because they're in them. Because you're outside looking in and also inside them. Yeah, you're both. You're a shapeshifter. You're a shapeshifter with people. There's a great healing gift there. It's almost like you can shapeshift into them and then let your good energy align them, sort them, heal them. You don't have to do anything. You just let Neptune do it with their permission, of course. Yeah, you just let that pour through. So imagine having someone like that as a partner. Imagine what that's like in the bedroom. There's a strong Neptune thing there. It's this dance of spirits. The spirits love it when people are in bed together and not sort of directed towards, consummating their desire. If they can let go of that, particularly the man for a bit, yeah, because we're more driven that way. There can be this dance of the spirits between you. And so that's what a relationship can be like with Neptune. Yeah. If you've got someone else who's like that as well, you dance on a spirit level. Your consciousness alters. There's a beauty there. There's something bigger there. The downside, of course, of Neptune in the seventh is you can lose who you are. You can completely lose who you are. You can find yourself completely lost. It might take you some years to realize you're completely lost because it was such a delight being with this person for a while until you realized it's all about them and your fantasy about them and you wanting to change them or something. Yeah. This is something I've noticed particularly women are prone to, is they get involved with someone for their potential. Yeah. They think that they can change them. This musician that they get involved with, yeah, who doesn't want to be responsible on a normal level. Yeah, and they want to help them do that, and they'll come right and all the rest of it, and they never do. So you need to get involved with someone for who they are now, not for your fantasy of who they might be, not for your dream, because you need them to be that dream. Because actually, it's about you. When you want to change them, that's not for their benefit. That's for your benefit, really. If you're honest, yeah, it's who you need them to be. But really, you can lose your whole self, and you're also vulnerable because you're wide open with Neptune. You're wide open to others. You're vulnerable to what they want of you. You're vulnerable to guilt. And sometimes you're feeling something. Well, this is a really good exercise if you've got Neptune in seventh. Is this my feeling or is this the other person's feeling? Yeah. Because you're very good at feeling their feelings for them. But once you can become conscious of that, it's a bit like you can give it back. Yeah. And it helps them change it. But otherwise, you're doing it for them. You become the angry one. Why am I suddenly feeling angry? Oh, it's their anger. You can find yourself in that sort of position. Yeah. So you can lose your whole life. And it might take you several years to wake up and realize that's what you've done. But you learn deeply. You learn deeply. Sometimes we need these hard lessons. It might even take all your money. Yeah. Somehow you've lost it. You've lost who you are. Okay, that's Neptune. But there is that possibility of that dance and connecting with someone where you really feel there's a soul connection. And I don't mean that in the unconscious sense. Yeah, the romantic sense. Yeah. Which is easy. It's something deeper than that, and it takes a long time. And you don't lose any sense of who you are in it. There's this touching. It's like, yeah, we're like two people from the fairy realm. We're both androgynous. One of us slightly tinged with pink, one slightly tinged with blue. And we dance around each other. That's how it is. And you dance around each other for as long as you do. Who knows? They're a mystery. It's a mystery why we're drawn to people. And sometimes we just know we have to be with that person. We just know, and it's clear. It may be immediate or it may take a bit of time. You hear people about, they do that a lot. And sometimes often it's because they may well have some difficult journey to do, but they need to be with that person. So I'd probably better wind up there and not try and cram Pluto into the last minute. Pluto will not thank me for that. Pluto will exact some sort of revenge on me for doing that to him. So I'll see you next time for Pluto and for whatever else shows up.